All right. So for this debate, I'm going to be going pro and first. And if you want, after you've actually watched the video, send me a message and let me know, and I'll be happy to send you a copy of the first constructive that I'm actually reading. And so I apologize, you're actually just going to see the side of my face because I've got to read this direction because that's where the computer is. But I should have a pretty good idea. And my goal is to keep this pretty close to 4 minutes. If it's a few seconds long, this is the first time I'm reading it. And so hopefully that'll be good. And if you have questions after Caleb does the first con constructive, just let me know and I will be happy to answer those. Okay? With that said, let's go ahead and get started. You might want to make sure you flow this. And go. The ancient Greek philosopher Thucydides once said, "The secret to happiness is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage." One of the key aspects to free trade is the courage to trust that other countries will continue to work in ways that help promote the best interest of all possible parties. It is because we agree with Thucydides that we stand resolved that, on balance, the benefits of the United States' participation in the North America Free Trade Agreement outweigh the consequences. First contention is agriculture. Subpoint A is that NAFTA is key to U.S. agriculture. Failure to maintain NAFTA would devastate the U.S. economy. Kennedy and Duval explain on May 17th of this year when they say that uncertainty around NAFTA's future and timeline under which any change will take place is hurting America's farmers. NAFTA has led to lower prices on everyday goods from televisions to turnips, and as farmers head into the growing season and start to make important financial decisions that impact the success of their business, a withdrawal from NAFTA would spell disaster for rural communities already in crisis. In 2016 alone, America exported more than $43 billion in homegrown food and agriculture products to our NAFTA partners, helping to support 43 million food and agriculture workers. And, subpoint B, U.S. agriculture is key to keep food prices low. A disruption of U.S. agriculture directly hurts the poorest countries. FATCA explains in 2016, assistance provided by American farmers has taken many forms over the past 70 years. It continually evolves to meet the needs of a changing, challenges, and more interconnected market-based world. Lower prices of dairy, poultry, and other high-protein products relieve pressure on global agriculture systems to supply their own needs. The report recognizes that U.S. agriculture production does affect food prices and cited how the 2012 drought caused food prices to increase 6%, and these prices hit the hungriest nations the hardest. And into point C, we see that any increase in food price puts food out of reach for 795 million people who live on less than $2 a day. BWI explains in 2015. Worldwide, 795 million people struggle with hunger. Most people who are hungry are living in extreme poverty, defined as an income of $1.25 per day or less. Any fluctuation that pushes food prices up creates additional hardships. Contention 2 is state economies. Subpoint A is that NAFTA is key to state economies. Abandoning NAFTA would crush state trade. Jones explains on May 15th. State lawmakers also worry about the removal of key provisions in NAFTA jeopardizing important investment protections that have served American business well. State economies will benefit too from a modernized agreement that expands opportunities for American companies and workers. After several rounds of negotiation, however, the future of NAFTA is still uncertain. We believe strongly that abandoning this highly productive trade agreement would be catastrophic for state economies. And, in subpoint B, we see that state economies are key to the overall economy. They comprise more jobs than most industries and are important to every single other sector. Gordon explains in 2012. Because states and localities perform most of the activities we commonly associate with government, they undertake most direct spending on public goods and services, including their expenditures from federal funds, and they bear the primary responsibility for investments in education, social service, and infrastructure that directly affect our national economy and quality of life. States and localities are also key economic players, comprising 12% of the GDP and employing 1 out of 7 workers, more than any other industry, including healthcare, retail sales, and manufacturing. And finally, contention 3 is jobs. Subpoint A is that NAFTA uniquely creates TN and e-visas that allow 14 million Americans to have jobs, from Akal Law Firm in 18. To end NAFTA, many important immigration provisions would disappear as well. 14 million American jobs depend on trade with Mexico and Canada. If NAFTA were to end, both TN and e-visas would become unavailable. And in subpoint B, jobs are key to economic growth. Simpson in 17. Unemployment is dangerous for the U.S. economy. High unemployment can have a self-perpetuating negative impact on business and the economic health of the country. Business confidence are key to economic recoveries, and workers must feel confident in their future to invest in developing the skills and building the savings that the economy needs to grow in the future. So, with that reason, you should vote pro. Like I said, feel free to send me an email or a Facebook message once you've actually watched the video and let me know that you've seen it. Let me know if you have any questions about it, and then I will be happy to send you a document copy of this. I apologize, I was about a sentence long on the actual case, but since it was my first time reading it, I'm not too concerned about that. Make sure that your time is within 4 minutes. Send me the first con-constructive as soon as you've got it, and have Caleb actually speak it, and then I'll be happy to do some crossfire. I'll make a second constructive speech to answer the con case, and we'll go from there. Okay? Like I said, any questions, send me a Facebook message.